I need to jump in on your conversation here. We'd like to get started with our program. I get to make a couple of introductions this evening that I'm very excited to make. I don't think you need to be talking to your neighbor right now. I didn't come up here to compete with your small talk. I'm sorry I blew up. I want to welcome our virtual guests. This event sold out like overnight, and so we're sort of the lucky ones. But we have lots of folks who are streaming this event, and we are so glad that you've chosen to join us in that way. I want to introduce two people just now. Our illustrious executive director, Sandy Gertis. Sandy has served in that role. When I heard that this was the 125th anniversary of Laura Baker, I thought, I didn't think Sandy had been with the organization 125 years, but, and then I read the fine print. She's been, I did the math, so that's 1897, if you do the math. And Sandy has served in this role as executive director since 1997, so she only missed 100 years. Prior to that, she did pretty much everything at Laura Baker. I get a little emotional with this next sentence. She has dedicated her entire adult life to advocating for people with developmental disabilities and their families. Which puts her in just about any Hall of Fame. Bob Gilbertson is the chairman of the board currently. He is a remarkable friend of LBSA. He's a Minneapolis attorney, and we will try to forgive him for that. He has a particular interest in public policy. He makes no apology, and if you look at his tie tonight, you'll see why. He is a huge University of Michigan fan. And somebody, if you want to look up the score, they started at 7 o'clock, they're playing Purdue. So you can just shout out the score when Bob comes up. I was in Ann Arbor some years ago, and they were remodeling the Big House, a place where the mighty Wolverines play their football games. Apparently 110,000 seats was not enough. And so they were under construction, and I got dropped off just outside the stadium, and it was all surrounded by police tape, so you weren't supposed to go in there. So I just lifted the tape and walked in, you know, because I'm Will Healy. And I'm immediately accosted by 25 guys in hard hats and wondering in no uncertain terms what in the hell I was doing there. And I said, well, I've come 2,000 miles to be here. This is a religious pilgrimage for me. And they started laughing, and I said, would it kill you to just let me come in and stand in the stadium for a minute? And they said, sure. So I went and I stood there for a full minute. I had the place all to myself. And I have to tell you, it was a holy moment. Would you welcome with me Bob Gilbertson?
Not quite 6'9". It's early, not to worry. It does make one wonder what one has done wrong in his life to have an introduction by the Reverend who chokes up when introducing Sandy and then Bob comes up and talks. It doesn't quite make sense, but I appreciate, I'm sure all of you are in, or most of you anyway, in the same position I am, of anguish at having to choose between coming to the Laura Baker Gala and watching our mighty Wolverines ride to another Big Ten title.
You're losing the crowd, Bob. You're losing the crowd.
I feel the love. I don't hear it, but I feel the love. It was an easy choice. This is a very special organization. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to a lot of people, and I appreciate having the chance to do a couple of things here. One is to say thank you to some people who do a lot for the organization as volunteers, and that's our board members. So what I would like to do is read the names of our board members, and as I read your name, please stand, and we'll wait on applause until a little bit later. But the Laura Baker board, which is a very, very strong board, includes Nora Aldaglas, Ellen Benavides, Cheryl Buck, Matt Christensen, Carrie Duba, Gretchen Erzman, Malia Fallon, Kent Holden, Jim Lowe, Ruthie Nuger, Kenna Schultz, Phil Strom, Steve Underdahl, and Caroline Yound. But wait to applaud. Wait to applaud. Those standing are on the board, and every one of those board members would say that the applause ought to go even more so to those in the room who volunteer for Laura Baker or work for Laura Baker. So I would ask anyone in the room who volunteers or works for Laura Baker, please stand as well. And these are who we'll clap for, all of us. You'll hear more in the rest of the evening, so I'll be brief about this, but those folks who you just clapped for and many others give a lot so that people with developmental disabilities can live a life that's safe and that's meaningful and that involves their own will and choices. And we owe a debt of gratitude to every one of them. This organization has proudly served for 125 years. The moment we're in now is a tough one in our organization, mostly because of public policy decisions that people have made in governments. We're trying really hard as an organization to bring in new ideas and fresh energy, and we're having success with that to try to not depend quite so much on what policymakers in St. Paul might have to say. And it is perfect that this evening I get to introduce the winner of this year's Robert Bonner Distinguished Service Award. She is the youngest winner in the awards history. I'll say a few more words about her. Her name is Abby Grismer, and she's up here behind me. But it's a perfect match because we need to look toward the future as an organization with 125 proud years behind us, but some challenges right now. And Abby represents a lot of what we need to be. Abby came to Northfield to college in a lapse of judgment, went to the one across town. Don't worry though, she's doing really well, and I'm always impressed when people who come from that school succeed and make important contributions, and Abby has. She, from the very beginning of her time at St. Olaf, Abby got involved in Laura Baker, and she got involved as a volunteer. She became a big part of one of our residents' lives, and vice versa. She became an ambassador for Laura Baker and for the kinds of things we stand for and do, and recruited all kinds of other people to come and help at Laura Baker in innumerable ways. Abby had the chance to serve as a student member of our Board of Trustees for a year in her last year at St. Olaf, and was a wonderful member of our board. So when we clapped for board members and volunteers and people who work here earlier, Abby wore all those hats. and we're incredibly proud to be able to give her this award. I do want to let you know that for anybody who doesn't know, Robert Bonner, for whom this award is named, was, along with his wife Barb, they were iconic parts of the Carleton community for a long, long time. I got to know both of them when I was a student here in the 1980s. I got to know their daughter Jennifer a bit. They had a son, Tim, who lived at Laura Baker for a long time. And they did so much for this organization, so much, and Bob was involved in leading the board, and that's why we named this very special award after him. As I say, we've got a very proud history, but because of the kind of energy that Abby and others who she's recruited and others like her bring, we are looking forward optimistically to the future. So I would like to now introduce as our new Robert Bonner Distinguished Service Award winner, Abby Grisber.
Thank you, Bob, for the mostly kind words, I suppose. I'd like to throw out a couple more thank yous to the people who have been extremely grateful to me and welcoming throughout my time working at Laura Baker. First of all, Sandy and Andre, who have both talked already. Lisa Schmidt, who might be listening online. She's my house director at the house that I'm now working at, and the board, who was super welcoming to me. And last but not least, my clients and the other clients that I've met along the way who really fill my cup and keep me, bringing me back for more every day, even on the bad days. I'd also like to say that it's so overwhelming, but in a good way, to see everyone sitting here in this room in front of me, because I have been involved with the Gala for a few years now, but haven't been able to see all of the people in the room at one time. And it's truly moving to see how much of an impact we can do in just one night. So with that being said, let's get on with the program. Thank you.
In just a moment, we're going to see one of 3 videos that have been prepared for tonight, and I think you'll agree after you've seen them that they're all outstanding. A woman walks into the psychiatrist office, and he says, well, what brings you to my office? And she said, well, it's not me, it's my husband. And she says, well, what's going on with your husband? Well, he thinks he's a horse. Really? Well, tell me more. So she starts telling him, and he says, wait. He says, I'm pretty sure I can help him, but you need to know 2 things. One, it's going to take a long time, and it's going to cost a lot of money. And she says, well, money's no object. He just won the Kentucky Derby. You know, I ran that one by the committee, and I got about that same lukewarm response. It's actually a great joke if you tell it one-on-one, but it doesn't work. Roger, could you roll that first video for us?
Community. It's not just a one-way street. So the community supports Laura Baker, but Laura Baker also supports the community.
Hope, family. Laura Baker is family. I mean, that's what we are doing at Lincoln.
To me, it's family, it's caring, it's loving for one another, it's reaching out and helping.
Love. Wait, I don't know where this is coming from. I'm so sorry. It truly cares for people.
It's like caring.
Probably security, a sense of security for my kids that regardless of what happens to me, there are people there who care for them.
Light. It's just like a shining light.
What it means to, I'd say in one word, it's just has a special place in my heart. Is that short enough?
I never knew anything about this world, so to speak, or developmental disabilities until I had worked here. And they exist, but you don't, unless someone is in your family or in your life, you don't really know details. And so in here, with the amount of training that they provide and education, I learned a lot and realized that this is what I want to do as a career.
Just a wonderful environment and good place to work.
I'd say opportunity. Opportunity for individuals that can become more than they thought.
Interesting.
Probably one word: fulfillment for each individual of Laura Baker. They could just live their life to the fullest, and just any goals they can achieve, trying different things, just overall the fulfillment of life for each individual at Laura Baker.
Dr. Allison Byerly became Carleton's 12th president a little over a year ago. She came to Minnesota, an avid skier, which means that last Tuesday was particularly delightful to her. We came through. She's a marathoner, a mom, a Philadelphia Sixers fan, given her upbringing in Pennsylvania. She is the owner of several zebra finches. I don't know if that's still true. Those are birds, by the way. I'm no ornithologist, but I did Google it and I looked it up. Especially endearing to me, however, is that Dr. Allison is a professor of English. I'm the son of a college English professor. And my dad had us read poetry when we were kids because he wanted us to understand that the poets say more with less. And he didn't know that I was going to grow up to become a preacher, but most preachers say a whole lot less with a whole lot more. So I'm indebted to all of my English teachers along the way. She's known by the faculty and students and staff here at Carleton as Allie B., so would you welcome with me, Allie B.
Thank you very much. I will say that, speaking of saying more with less, I wasn't told that I only had one word in my remarks tonight, so I might take more than the one word that many offered as commentary on Laura Baker earlier, but I hope to just briefly say how delighted I am to be honored with the opportunity to speak on this amazing occasion for the Laura Baker Association. It's one of the things that I heard about first when I came to Carleton was the college's long association with this organization, and it's such a pleasure to welcome all of you here tonight and to see that partnership fulfilled in this way, because it's something that's been very important to the college as well as to the community. Last March, I had the opportunity to meet Andre, who you heard from earlier, and chat with him a little bit about the college's connection with Laura Baker. And he told a wonderful story that he had researched in the archives. He said that he had read, in looking at past commemorations of the organization, anecdotes about how in the early days of Laura Baker, back in the 1890s, Carleton College students who lived nearby would bring firewood to Laura Baker's house to make sure that her fireplace was fully stocked. It was one of the regular duties for a number of students on campus to help keep the organization stocked with firewood. And so I thought that was just a wonderful image of the way in which we really think of ourselves as part of the Laura Baker family here on the campus. Many of our students are part of the College Buddies program that allows our students to have wonderful relationships with the staff and clients at Laura Baker. And I know from talking with students how deeply meaningful those relationships are to them. You know, it's very easy for college students to get caught up in their own lives and their own worlds and the studies that they're pursuing at a place like Carleton. And I know the same is true for the St. Olaf students who work here as well. Having the opportunity to connect with the clients here, having an opportunity to feel part of the Laura Baker family, helps them to feel at home as well. And so it's one of the ways in which I think of this relationship as a mutually enriching relationship between the college and the organization. It isn't simply a matter of feeling that the college is helpful. It's a matter of feeling that we are helped and we are better because of the opportunities that our students, and in many cases our faculty and our staff, have to be part of the organization. As someone who has a nephew who is developmentally disabled, I was particularly interested in researching a little bit of the history of Laura Baker to see how forward-thinking and ahead of her time she was in putting together the structure that she did for a really community-based approach to helping people with disabilities realize their full potential. This morning I was talking with my nephew, who I mentioned, and he was describing with great pride the great day he'd had at work yesterday. He works at Trader Joe's, and he was very excited because he'd been put in charge of the eggs, which, as he told me, is a big responsibility because they're very breakable. And, it's one of the things I've seen in watching his journey is how important it is to him to have a community beyond his family. However much he or anyone else is loved by their family, they need to feel part of something larger. They need to feel that they have a circle beyond those who are obligated to care for them. And seeing some in both the videos and in hearing the testimonials from people who are part of the Laura Baker family, the ways in which longtime clients feel very much part of not simply an organization or a structure, they feel part of a family. They feel cared for. They feel that they, as human beings, are fully understood and respected in a way that gives them a sense of agency and a sense of control that's clearly very powerful and very meaningful to them. I was talking not long ago with one of our students who had had the opportunity to volunteer at Laura Baker, and she talked about how she felt that the people she knew here were like a family away from home for her. She felt that coming here was one of the favorite parts of her week. She felt there was a sense in which she could contribute, where she was not simply learning, not simply the recipient of knowledge, as you often feel as a college student, but where she felt she could offer something, where she felt she could be helpful, and also where she felt connected to the Northfield community. And to me, that sense of connection is really at the root of what makes for a successful community partnership. That sense of mutual engagement, mutual enrichment, mutual respect, and mutual benefit is something that I really value in our relationship. And I know that looking at the many other Northfield and local organizations represented around the room, I know that everyone feels that Laura Baker is absolutely integral to what makes Northfield such a wonderful place to live. And so as I think about what it means to look back on 125 years of that kind of commitment, that kind of service to the community, that kind of opportunity to help individuals grow, I just feel this is something that Northfield can be extraordinarily proud of and something that we really should all take enormous pride in. And so I want to congratulate everyone here on the work that you have done to make Laura Baker what it is today, on the 125 years of history that has led up to this occasion, and to say that I look forward to Carleton and all of our other local organizations continuing to be wonderful partners in the many decades and 125 years ahead. Congratulations. Thank you.
I mentioned that 125 years ago was 1897. 1897 was the first observance of Groundhog's Day in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. It was the year that construction began on the Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. It was a year the largest recorded snowflake in Fort Keogh, Montana was said to have measured 15 inches wide and 8 inches thick, which sounds to me like Paul Bunyan was doing the measuring. Shoeless Joe Jackson was born in 1897, the disgraced member of the Chicago Black Sox. I visited his grave in Charlotte, South Carolina last summer. Don't ask me why. It was a year Minot, is Minot North Dakota, isn't it? Yeah. Any Minotans here tonight? Nobody's, we do. Oh, well, congratulations. Yeah. 125 years. All of that pales in comparison to the event we're celebrating tonight, the year this amazing organization was founded. So how do you distill 125 years down into a 9-minute video? Well, brilliantly, as it turns out. So Roger, here we go again.
We went out in the woods, the college for picnic, and we had some, and we went to some friends' house. We went swimming, and we went downtown with the clients, probably the first time in their life. I think it was important for them to realize this not only your home, but there are other things out there in the community that you have never seen before.
DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, has been a goal at Laura Baker long before it was the trendy buzzword in the industry. Everybody talks about it now, but Laura Baker was onto something many years ago, making sure that the clients have the opportunity to integrate with people in town, and that community residents have the opportunity to come and volunteer, create relationships with people at Laura Baker. I just think that is a really cool thing.
One, Northfield has so much to offer. I also think it's a great place to bring any of the clients from Laura Baker out into the community, because you know that they are going to be welcomed with open arms. And I think it's such an incredible thing that you guys do here to make sure that they feel a part of community.
There used to be a store downtown called Jacobson's.
Mm-hmm. I remember Jacobson's.
And Herbert only wore Western shirts, and they had to be a size medium, but Herbert wasn't always a size medium. So Bob Jacobson would get the Western shirts in, and he had a collection of size medium tags, and he would change all the tags. So that Herbert would come in and buy
What was that about?
would buy a size medium shirt, even though it was really a large. We never told him.
You know what was a really fun one was when we took her housemate out for her birthday celebration this year. She couldn't go home with family, so we planned a big day at the Mall of America. We went to Sea Life, we shopped, we ate, we snacked. It was a lot of fun, and and the fact that her housemate just said, this is the best birthday that I've ever had. She's like, I've never done anything like this for my birthday. And so,
Well, the fun part about doing the Meals on Wheels, we get a cookie after.
That's a good reason.
But it's a good way to help people out, for, like Meals on Wheels for people who can't go out to get move food. So the hospital prepares the food, go home and deliver them. Some people are there to take them in, so we say, here you go, and have a day.
So Carleton, as a liberal arts college, doesn't have professional programs, right? We don't have a nursing program, for example, or a social work program. It falls all the more to our relationships with our very generous community partners to help our students make those connections between their academic learning and potential work and jobs.
there are so many entry points with Laura Baker, right? With the College Friends program, being an advocate, helping with legislative policy, helping with the events that you run.
I think as a student, it's really easy for me to zoom in on me, my classwork, and what's happening in this little bubble of Carleton. I think engaging with the community just really helps me to realize how small that is, and how much bigger the world is, and how much I can offer, what skills, talent, time I may have, and help other students to offer what skills, talent, time they may have to work in the community.
Our daughter had an internship here her senior year of St. Olaf, and it changed her life. She fell in love with this type of work, and for the 3 years after she graduated, she worked with the disabled, helping them find careers. We moved up here from Chicago about 7 years ago. We got them certified through the Alliance of Therapy Dogs, and then we started looking at potential clients. And then because of our relationship and our gratitude toward Laura Baker, that was top of our list.
And we just had the clients there run through all the commands, get them to do their tricks, get them to do, and of course the favorite thing for both the clients and the dogs, which was the application of treats. And we felt it gave the clients some, what we call agency. They're able to make these small animals do what they wanted them to do and then get rewarded in return. So again, win-win really.
For now, I still have a hand kind of in the field because I have guardianship of a former client, and we have a really good relationship after 10 years. Like, I understand him. I know when he's like just saying yes to people please and really has a different opinion. And so I was really nervous too, but I brought it up to his dad, and we were co-guardians, and now due to his dad's aging and stuff, I'm in the process of being full guardian.
I think it started with Laura Baker. I think she saw families that wanted to be a part of their loved one's life, but didn't have the means or the skills or the time to keep them home and provide for their needs.
We've just been so impressed with the constant credibility of the staff and this the energy that this organization has to find its way in a tough field. And it's tough work to handle people like Emily, and tough work to have them smiling.
We're having a long time, Phil.
The staff at her house are just phenomenal. That's the way every person with any sort of need like this should be treated and have those opportunities. And we're more fortunate here in Northfield than many places. So.
Well, my older daughter, from the time she was probably 15 or 16, was saying she wanted her own apartment. So, she wanted to move out because mom and dad are boring, and she's very, very social. Our younger daughter, she would have never said it one way or another whether she wanted to move out. I don't think she would have expressed an interest in it one way or the other. They both have probably a more rich life by being in their group homes, because there's just that many more people that they interact with. And again, because when they were both at home, their needs are quite different. It was hard to kind of, without us taking them separate ways, find things that engaged both of them.
To find a place where we could trust other people with Dennis for the long term. We all go through that when we have small children, leaving a child with a babysitter. There's always a need to be able to trust someone with your kids, but when you have an adult who is vulnerable, can't communicate effectively, to find people that you can really trust with him, that's really profound.
Laura Baker was a visionary. I did not realize how truly ahead of her time she was. And my hope for Laura Baker is that it just continues on this amazing path.
I love working with the clients, and I think it's changed me as a person, because I see when I go out in the community, I see other people that have a disability, and then there's nobody out there working with them or helping them. When I see a lot of people in the community, it's hard for them to find that support. Where do I find that support? Who do I go to get that support? Where can I go to get that support?
Sure.
And sometimes they just give up because they can't find the help they need.
Laura Baker originally, she was bringing clients to community way before anybody else was, and it seems to still be part of the fabric here. Is that
We're going to continue on that dream, and she had a great dream to give these guys the best quality of life, and we're going to continue that dream on.
God bless us, everyone, says Tiny Tim in the Dickens novella, A Christmas Carol. Thank you all for joining us tonight for an evening of blessings as we come together to find hope. Often, we look back at the past with rose-colored glasses, nostalgic for the fun times we remember. Summertime at the lake, a birthday party, a trip to the Mall of America, warm memories. And we're right to want to replicate those memories and the feelings of love and belonging they generated in us. Looking back fondly fuels our hope. At LBSA this year, as we celebrate 125 years of services, we're looking back in fond remembrance and reassurance that we can overcome any challenges we face. We're living the present and maintaining our culture of innovation, adaptation, learning, and resilience for the next 125 years. 19th century England was a time of haves and have-nots. Wikipedia characterized it thus: people did not have access to clean water and food, education for their children, or proper clothing. Often, they lived on the streets and were far from the work they could get, so they would have to walk to where they needed to get to. Charles Dickens wrote many novels and stories highlighting these conditions and searching for answers to challenging societal issues, perhaps none more beloved than A Christmas Carol. Tiny Tim resonates through the story as the voice of hope. A young child with a disability, Tiny Tim refuses to be limited by his disability or his life circumstance. Tiny Tim's foil is Ebenezer Scrooge, the king of bah humbug and the purveyor of poison. To this day, we still call people who refuse to open their hearts Scrooge. 50 years later in America, people like Miss Laura Baker were also working to address the challenges for people living on the margins. Of course, Miss Baker focused her work on people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, opening her school for nervous and backward children in 1897. She invited the community to experience the joys and challenges faced by her students. She was a voice of hope for people with disabilities and their families, and a pioneer in providing different opportunities and perspectives about people with disabilities. 125 years later, we continue to embrace her spirit of innovation as we continue to innovate in the present and for the future. Back to our story. Scrooge is confronted with the ghosts of his past, his present, and his future, which elucidate circumstances that have hardened him to the challenges around him and leave him lonely, hugging his money. When LBSA looks back at our past, we see decades of resilience in the face of obstacles and challenges of all kinds. You've seen the faces of resilience in the staff members and families depicted in our videos. Ruth, Margie, Lisa, the Stroms, and Melbys. Our staff members have been resilient and patient. Our staff members are committed to our clients and to our mission and will do all it takes to help clients succeed. You can see their passion in the videos. Tears and smiles light their eyes. Like Tiny Tim, our clients embody hope and resilience. Despite the challenges in their lives, they continue to face every day, often with enthusiasm and joy. That enthusiasm and joy is an example for all of us. At present, staffing and funding challenges have been front and center in our world. If you've been engaged with LBSA at all, you've heard us talk about this. Of course, COVID exacerbated those challenges. Intellectual and developmental disability services are in crisis. Homes are closing because there aren't enough staff members to do the work. There's a 10-year-old in Waconia who's been stuck in the ER for months because there's no place for him to go. There are stories of parents who murder their children with disabilities and then kill themselves because they need help and don't see any way out. It's a grim perspective. one that makes maintaining hope difficult. In fact, these stories make me wonder about our community heart as it is expressed in public policy. Like Scrooge, public policy hugs its money and says, no more for you, you've got enough, even in the face of record surpluses. Policy makers hand out spoonfuls of gruel instead of looking at the bigger picture and creating solutions that will help in the present and the future. Public policy preys on the hearts and resilience of people with disabilities, their families, their staff, and their providers. Perhaps as human beings, we're built to ignore crises until they are so dire that we cannot look away any longer. Seems like that's what Dickens was writing about. He saw the people begging in the streets, living in the streets, and said, we've got to do better. In the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, he spoke to our collective psyche and asked if we wanted to be like Tiny Tim or like Scrooge. At LBSA, we're all in on Tiny Tim. We're launching new programs and new solutions to respond to the needs we hear every day and to continue the services and supports that are needed. People who need support keep telling us there's a need. In addition to our existing services, there are a number of services they're requesting. Family navigation services, designed to help families and people with disabilities build and access their communities and the support they need. Launched in 2021, we're continuing to build this service. Housing support services provides people who have experienced long-term homelessness, including people with disabilities, support to keep in their homes, assisting them to access the services and supports they need. We began providing the service to 4 people in November and will be expanding in the near future. Behavior support services, watch for our announcements in June of 2023. This is designed to assist people like that 10-year-old in Waconia to address behaviors that limit their ability to stay in their homes. Our creative arts program that you've heard us talk about for several years. You have all been very generous in supporting music and creative arts with your gifts, and we are delighted to report that these services are now part of our program expansion. We have added a second music therapist and are working to hire an art therapist. Sometimes we need to speak our doubts out loud so we can be encouraged by those around us. When do we feel hopeless? When we don't feel heard. When we don't see possibilities or solutions. When we're more focused on the bottom line than we are on the quality of people's lives. At LBSA, we're determined to continue to find hope in the many gifts that come to us, in the resilience of our clients and families and staff members, in the generosity of our community. Watching the generosity of this community in the last month has made it possible for me to stand before you tonight. Watching the efforts of our Gala committee and our board of trustees bring strength and hope. What can you do? Keep doing what you're doing. Show up. Find ways to make a difference. We're overwhelmed and grateful by the support you all give, and we ask you again tonight to give as generously as you are able. We ask you tonight to join us in our journey of hope, possibility, and solutions. Challenge the status quo. Ask the critical questions. Watch for our emails and social media posts the week between Christmas and New Year's so you can join our email campaign. Tell our politicians and those who control public policy that they need to fix our broken system. Let's make that campaign go viral. Find room for Tiny Tim, the rest of the Cratchit family, the people supported by LBSA in your hearts and your wallets. Give as generously as you can. Share our messages with everyone you know and encourage them to do the same. Our very existence counts on you. God bless us, everyone.
There's a word in Sandy's talk that shimmered for me, stood out from the rest, the word generous. I lived in this community for 26 years until God had another plan for me for a while. And when I'm asked to describe Northfield to people, that's the word that comes to my mind. This is a generous community. And I've sometimes asked myself the question, where does somebody learn generosity? I happened to grow up the child of two very generous parents. My parents were both educators, and they took early retirement and bought a hobby farm and turned it into a retreat center, which was somewhat of a disaster. But my father noticed on an adjacent farm, a couple miles away, an old church building. It was in disrepair, the roof was caving in, but he had an idea about that. So he went over there one day and he dragged me along, and we're walking around the building, and the farmer comes out, shotgun in hand, and wonders what you all are doing, trespassing on his property. And my father said, well, we're kind of interested in this building, and we were wondering if you had any plans for it. And the guy said, well, yeah, I'm going to use it for firewood. And my father said, well, what do you think you'd need for it? And there's a long pause. This is kind of a Minnesota guy moment. They're both pawing the dirt, and finally the farmer coughs up his number. He says, I think I'd need $50 for it. And there's a longer pause, and my father says, would you take 100? I've never forgotten that. I have never forgotten that moment. Generosity is something we learn, and then better yet, we practice. I want to invite Andy Imholt out now. He's going to lead us in the next portion of our program, which is all about generosity.
That's
Andy
right.
is beloved by this organization, and would you join me in welcoming?
Thank you so very much, Will. Oh, you stay up here. You're up here with me. Will, I haven't had a chance. Yes. Oh, keep going. Will, I haven't had a chance to do this event with you. Your time hosting and my time being the auctioneer has never crossed paths. But let's give him a big round of applause for joining me back up here. It's great to be up here with you. I'm excited. I think we've got some amazing auction items tonight. And so to bid tonight, inside your programs, when you sat down, was that tall, skinny bidder number. You're just going to hold that number up high. In fact, if you have that, can you just hold it up right now? Let's just make sure everybody's got them. They're all working. You guys know this joke. This is the least expensive it's going to be all night to hold it in the air. You should really enjoy it. Like, have some fun with it. Because in a couple minutes, every time you hold that up, you're giving money. So, which is what I like most. So I'm glad to see everybody knows what they're doing. We've got some fabulous auction items tonight. If you're ready to bid, you just hold that number up in the air. We got some volunteers. We're going to spread them throughout the room. They're going to help catch those bids. Will, let's tell them about that very first item we have tonight.
Yeah, our very first item is a kids' night out. Up to 150 kids. I think I read that wrong. 14 kids.
Up to 14 kids.
Yeah, 14 kids. This has an estimated...
This isn't a loaves and the fishes sort of situation.
This has an estimated value of $600, and we have, I think, an amazingly low starting bid.
Yeah, we've got a pizza party, we got beverages, homemade custom dessert, private movie showing at Cinema 10 in Dundas, fire truck ride around Northfield. I mean, this is
it.
This is the party. This is the Christmas present you've been waiting to buy for your children. So if you love your children, we're going to find out who loves them most right now.
Exactly.
Let's give Chinook Orthodontics a big round of applause for this awesome item here. What am I bid for tonight? Who give me 1,000, 5, 4, give me 3, give me $400. Let's get it started. Who give $400 tonight? 400, there you go, 4. And now 500. And now 500. Everybody go $500. What do you say? Give $500 one time. Who give 500 up? 500 in the back. And now would you give 600? And now 700, 700. And now 800. You're out back there, Mike, both sides. 800, let's go. $800 bid go. 800, thank you. 800. And now 900, 900, 900, thank you. And now $1,000 on a 1,000. What do you say? It's your turn again. 1,000, thank you. And now 1,100. 11. And now 1,200. $1,200 on a 1,200. What do you say? 1,200. They're thinking about it. 1,200. Anyone else at 1,200? $1,200 on a 1,200 in the back. 1,200. And now 13. And now 14. And now 1,400 back to you. Now 1,400 one time. 1,400 one. I got you at 13. I'm looking for 1,400. Anyone else at 1,400? 14. And now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. 1,500. 1,500. Thank you. 15. 16. And now 16. 16. 1,700 on it. 17. Your turn. 17. 18. 1,800. What do you say? 1,800. Christmas is coming early. 1,800. What do you say? 1,800. Anyone else at 1,800 going once? 1,800 going twice. 1,800 on the wire. Now it's 1,900. It's your turn again. 19, 19, 1,900 one time. 1,900 on it. 1,900. Think she should. 1,900. It is your turn. 1,900. 19. I want to make sure she knows. 19. She's holding her number. You're ready to bid. Let's do it. 1,900. Are you sure? I have. You still love your kids. Well, we'll see about that. Sold it out. $1,800. Way in the back. What is your number? 1,800. Can you hold your number up one more time so we can call it out? It is bidder number 264. Bidder number 264. Give her another big round of applause. That is outstanding. Item number 2. Will, what have we got for this item here?
Item number 2 is comes to us from the Rare Pair. It is a private shopping experience. And so, Andy, you're going to walk us through what this.
Yeah, this is a one-of-a-kind experience. This is shopping after hours, shop till you drop, wine and hors d'oeuvres. A $100 gift certificate will be offered to the winning bidder, as well as a drawing in the night of the event for one shopper to win an additional gift card. This is a shopping experience for up to 7 friends for 3 hours, 30%, and on top of it, here we go, 30% of the proceeds from the shopping experience is going to be given back to LBSA. Let's give Rare Pair, Sissies on 7th, and Boards by Jill a big round of applause. Yeah. Really a fun package. I mean, you seem like this is right up your alley. Obviously, you're a big shopper, you know.
I'm a huge shopper,
Yep,
and
yep.
they carry nothing but my size.
What am I bid for tonight? Here we go. Who'll give me 1,000? 5, 4. Who'll give me 400? Let's get $400. 4 in the back. Thank you, 4. And now 500. And now 500. You almost had it. 500 way over here. 5. And now 6. And now $600 on it. 600. You want to jump in? 6. 6. And now 7. 7. 700. Everybody go 7. 7. 700. What do you time? Go 700. It's your turn again. 700. 700. And now 800. 800 up front. And now 900. 900 in the middle. And now $1,000. $1,000. Thank you. And now 1,100. You're all 11. And now 12. 12. And now 13. 13. 1,300. 13. 13. 13. 13. Right up here. 13. Thank you. And now 14. And now 1,400 back to you. 14. Now 15. 15 over here. New fire. 15. Now 16. You're both out. Now 1,600. 1,600. 16. And now 17. 1,700 on it. 17. It's your turn again. 1,700. And 17. 17. She's in at 16. Now 1,700 one time. 1,700. Thank you. And now 1,800 back to you. 1,800. 1,800. You've been with me from the beginning. Now's the time. Not 1,800. 18. And now 1,900 on it. 19. One time. 19. Are you sure? 1,900. Anyone else at 1,900 going once? 1,900 going twice. Sold it right here. $1,800. And boy, is she excited. Number 285. Bidder number 285. $1,800 back to you. Oh my gosh, Will.
Yeah, I know it.
This next item is backed by popular demand. I heard it's pretty exciting.
This is so exciting. This is, of all the items, this one caught my eye. I'm a huge barbecue guy. I've traveled all over the country going to barbecues. This is a backyard barbecue for 20 of your closest personal friends.
Or 19, and you'd be willing to join them too, right?
I'd be happy to join.
Will is available.
Yeah,
He
available.
can count towards 20, for sure. This is a unique opportunity. We've had this in the past for up to 20 of your friends. We got the Scotty's Whole Hog Barbecue will provide your choice of proteins, including sides, all kinds of accoutrements. Let's give Scotty's Whole Hog Barbecue, Imminent Brewing, and Martha's Eats and Treats a big round of applause for this outstanding backyard barbecue experience. Will, I think we're both available.
Yeah, we are available.
We are available to join you, for sure. What am I bid for this one here? What do you say? Who give me 2,000? Give me 1,000. Give 5, 5. And now 6. And now 7. And now 700. Everybody go 7 one time. 7. Now 800. And now 800 on the go. Let's go $800 on an 800. 7, 8. And now 9. And now 9. 9. And now $1,000 on 1,000. 1,000. Now 1,250. 1,250. Now 1,500. 1,500. Now 1,750. Now $2,000 on a 2,000. And now 22 and a half. 2,250. Thank you. Now 2,500 on a 25. What do you say? 2,500. 25. Thank you. You're way in the back. Would you give he's raising it. Would you give 3,000 for it? I got 2,500. 3. Thank you. 3. And now 3,500 on a 30. We got to move a little faster here. 35. Let's do it. 35. 35 one time. 35. 35. 35. And now 4,000. Now everybody go 4,000. 4,000. And now 45. And now 45. It's back to her. Let her think about it a little bit. 45. We got a new fire. 45. And now $5,000, sir. Back at the door. Here we go. 5,000. $5,000. Your turn again. You can be the hero. 5,000. And now 5,500. Now 55. New fire. Now give 6, sir. One time 6,000. I got it just to hit you. 6. And now 6,500 on auctions on. Now 6,500. 6,500. What do you say? 6,500. Anyone else? I'm in way back there at 6,000. 65. He's back. And now $7,000 on it. 7,000. What do you say? 7,000 one time. Give 7. 7. And now 7,500 on it. 75. One time. 75. 7,500 on it. 75. What do you say? 7,500. You're all out 7,500. And he is not inviting you. 7,500. This is your only way. You got to beat him. 7,500 on it. And 7,500. Anyone else at 7,500 on it? 7,500. I have 7,000 bid, and I do appreciate it, but I'm looking for 7,500. Anyone else at 7,500 going once? 7,500 going twice. Third and final call. I have sold it back there. $7,000. Number 328. Bidder number 328. $7,000. Back to you.
Well. Wow. You know, I got to believe, Andy, that our availability kind of cranked it up a notch.
Absolutely. I'd like to think that because we are willing to join them, the price went really high, for sure.
Our next item was a kind of a later, maybe not a later edition, I can't remember, but this is spectacular.
Yeah.
A Vikings Norseman suite for a game during the 2023-2024 season, which they'll win the Super Bowl this year. They'll defend the title next year.
You can't imagine what this is going to be worth after we win that Super Bowl, right?
It's going to skyrocket.
This is a really amazing package. This is a suite that holds up to 22 people, and it's all-inclusive. Food, beverage. So gather up your friends, and we'll come along. We join you as well. We're available whatever day you decide. We're always there. Suite includes 4 parking passes at the Fleet Farm ramp, as well as 4 pregame field access passes, which you can pass around to your friends. You can kind of go back and forth so other people can run down and be on the field. You don't want to miss this amazing opportunity. This is from Jeff and Therese Simmons, who could not be here tonight, but they're probably watching online. Let's give them a bigger applause. Thank you so very much for this amazing donation tonight. Once again, a suite, an amazing suite located on the 25-30 yard line at US Bank Stadium, the Norseman Suite. Here we go. What am I bid for tonight? What do you say? Who'll give me 50, 25,000? Who'll get $10,000 to start it? Let's go. Who'll get 10? 10, thank you. And now 11, and now 12, and now 12. Let's go 12,000. Now everybody go 12, 12, and now 13, and now 13,000 on a 13. What do you say? 13, now 14, and now 14, now 15, 15, 15,000. One time, 15,000. 15,000 on a 15, 15, 15, 15. Thank you. And now 16, and now 16,000. Back to you. 16,000. Think you should. 16,000 on it. 16, new fire, and now 17,000 on it, 17, and 17,000, what do you say, 17, and now 18, and now 18,000, 18,000 on it, what do you say, 18,000, 18,000 on it, one time, 18,000, $18,000 on it, 18 right up here, would you go 19? Ask her if she'll go 19, thank you, and now 20,000, and now 20,000. She is in now 20, and now 21, and now $21,000, but go 21,000 on it, 21. 21,000, what do you say? 21,000 on a 21, 21. Will, I haven't asked. You want to go 21,000? I didn't ask you. I'm sorry. I haven't been paying attention.
I'm thinking about it.
You're thinking about it. 21. 21. Is anyone else thinking about it? 21. We got 21. Thank you. Now 2. And now 22. And now 22,000 on the bid. Go 22,000 on a 22. You got to go 22. $22,000, 22, and now 3, and now 23, and now 23,000 on a 23, 23, 33, 23, 33, 23. Like he said, boy, oh boy, man, this is quite a ticket. 23, 23, and now 4. 24,000. I have never seen so many different people at one table bid on this thing, like something like this before. And now 24. And I don't think anyone is inviting anyone else. Like they all have to win it themselves. And now 24. 24. And now 25. And now 25. 25. Now we're starting to raise some money. Let's do it. 25. 25. 25,000 on a 25. What do you say? 25. 25. 25. 25,000. Woo! And now 26. And now 26, 26,000 out of the video, 26,000, 26,000. This is not one of those off-the-rack things. Where are you buying your sweets from? 26,000, 26, here we go, 26. We only have one, 26! And now 7, and now 27, and now 27, 27,000 out of the video, 27,000 on it, 27, 27, think about it, 27,000 on it, 27, 27,000 on it, 27, 7,000, 27,000, 27 one time, 27, 27! And now 28. And now 28,000, let me go, 28, 28, 28, now 9. And now 29. And now 29, 29,000, let me go, 29. 29, one time, 29,000 on it. What do you say? 29,000. 29,000. Anyone else at 29,000? 29,000. 29, and now 30. And now 30,000. $30,000! Give her a big round of applause! Wow! Andre's looking at me, he says, get back to work. 31,000, let's do this. 31, what do you say, 31? 31,000 on it, 31, 31, 31,000, 30. Sir, we left Common Sense $20,000 ago. What's another 1,000 amongst friends? 31,000, what do you say? 31, 31, 31. Anyone else at 31,000 going once? Anyone else at 31,000 going twice? I have sold it, $30,000! 503, bidder number 503. Wow. No. I got to tell you, Will, I have worked this event a long time, but until you took the stage up here on the podium, we have never sold an item for that amount. Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Well.
And thank you to all of our bidders tonight.
Get used to it. Yeah, our next item, this is spectacular. The artist may be in the house tonight. I'm not sure.
Yes, was Wendell able to make it tonight? I know we talked about this.
Yeah, Wendell's right here.
Oh, there is?
Yeah,
thank you for being here tonight. We're so excited to have you. Another amazing, as always, Wendell Arneson painting titled January 16th. They're taking a photo. Then can you bring that out here so people can see it? In case you missed it tonight, this beautiful painting, once again donated by Wendell, and we thank him so very much, measures 46 by 43 oil on canvas. This image is referenced from the land just east of Northfield on the backcountry road to Denison. Wendell, we thank you so very much for once again supporting and providing one of your beautiful pieces of artwork here tonight, and we are going to sell it. What am I bid for tonight? This beautiful piece. Have it in your home. It is an amazing, or your business, whatever. This is an amazing piece that you're going to want to own. What am I bid for tonight? Who'll give me 5, 4, 3? Give me $2,000 to get it started tonight. Who'll give 2 right here? 2. Would you give 2,500? 25. Thank you. And now 3. And 3 in the back. 3. And now 35. And now $4,000 bid to go. 4,000. I got 35 right in the middle. I'm looking for $4,000 bid to go. 4,000. $4,000 on it. 4,000. What do you say? $4,000 on it. And $4,000 on it. 4,000. 4,000. Thank you. And now 4,500. Think about it. 45. 45. And now $5,000 bid to go. 5,000 one time. $5,000, think you should. $5,000 one more time. 5,000, and now 5,500 on it. 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 5. Yes, 55, and now 6, and now $6,000. $6,000 on it. $6,000 on it. $6,000 one more time. $6,000. Think about it a little more. 6,000, 6,000, and now 6,500. 65. She got the shopping spree. You get the painting. 6,500. What do you say? 65, 65, 6,500 on it. 65, and now $7,000. But it goes 7,000. $7,000 on it. 7,000. What do you say? 7,000. He's thinking about it. 7,000. Let him think a little bit. $7,000. But he goes 7,000. 7,000. And now 7,500. 75. Now $8,000 on it. 8,000. And now $8,000 on it. What do you say? $8,000. Think about it. $8,000 on it. 8,000. One more time. Yep. Take a drink of water. Woo! You're gonna need it. $8,000 on it. 8,000 one time. $8,000 on it. 8,000 one more. Yes, 8,000. And now 8,500. And now 8,500 on it. 85, 85, 85. Oh, I didn't like that exchange. That looked like you guys had decided you're done. 85, are you sure? Anyone else at $8,500 going once? 85, thank you. Now $9,000 on it, it's your turn. $9,000 on it, 9,000. One time, $9,000, but it go $9,000 on it, 9,000. $9,000 on it, 9,000, $9,000, but it go 9,000. Sir, yes, 9,000. And now 95, and now 95. He hasn't given you that high five yet. I've still got him, 95. 9,500 on it, 95. Are you sure? I want to thank you so very much for your bids. I sold it right there, $9,000. Let's give him a big round of applause. 264. Wendell, thank you again for that amazing piece. So generous. I believe we have one final auction item left. Or did I miss one? Oh, we have two. Excuse me. You're right. We have number 4. Here we go.
There was talk about me donating some of the ceramics that I did in college.
Sure, yeah.
They make nice door stops.
Well, the problem is that then we would have had 2 pieces of art to sell, and that just, you really saturate the market that way, for sure. Number 4 looks pretty cool.
Number 4 looks very cool. A mystery evening experience for those of you who are up for, a little mystery in your life.
That's right. You can choose basically you select your theme for the evening, and your mystery experience host will do the rest. Maybe you want to do a homemade meal that matches the theme for your evening. A wide array of beverage options will be included. Several theme-related surprises during the evening. Transportation to and from the Esterton Farm. With the winning bidder, we'll contact LBSA to schedule an event during the calendar year of 2023. There are some limited dates, but be aware of that. Let's give all the donors a big round of applause for this mystery evening experience. You give them a theme, and they run with it, and you have an amazing time for you and your friends. What am I bid? You and your 11 friends, so 12 people all together. What am I bid for tonight? Who give me 1,000? Give 500 to start it. Who get 500? Who get $500 on it? 5. Thank you. Now 6. 5 and now 6. 5 and now 600. A little bit ago. 600 on it. Go 600. 5 and now 600. I got it at 5 and now 600. And now 600. A little bit ago. $600. Everybody's 6 and now 7. And now 7. And now 7. And now 7. Now 800. A little bit ago. 8. Now 9. And now 900. A little bit ago. 9. And now $1,000. And now 11. And now 1,100. 11. Now 12. 1,200. A little bit ago. 12. What do you say? 1,200. 1,200. A little bit ago. 1,200. $1,200 on it. 1,200. Maybe it'll be a painting experience. You never know. 1,200. 1,200. What do you say? 1,200. 1,200. Way up top. We got somebody up top. Thank you. 12. And now 13. Now 13. 1,300. Now 1,400. 14. Now 1,500. 1,500. What do you say? 1,500 on a 15. I got him up there. And now 1,500. 1,500 on a 15. 1,500. 15. And now 1,600. 16. Now 17. And now 17. And now 1,800 on a 18. 19. Back to you, Mike. 19. 19. 19. Now 2,000. And now 21. 21. 21 and 2. Now 2. Now 2. Now 3. Now 3. Now 3. 23. Now 4. Now 4. Now 4. 24. 24. 5. And now 25. 25. Let's jump it a bit. 27.50. And now $3,000 on it. 3,000. Back to you. 3,000. Now 32 and a half. 32 and a half. 35. And now 3,500 on it. 35. What do you say? 3,500 on the 35. Anyone else at 3,500 going once? 3,500 going twice. Sold it up there. $3,250. Number 195. Bidder number 195. And now we're on to our next item here. We have got what I believe to be our final item of the night.
I believe it is our final item.
We have got a really cool week.
This
a little
is very
getaway.
cool.
This is
This
our
is
one
very
little
cool.
getaway that we really enjoy here. Experience a week at the Hard Rock Resort and Casino in Punta Cana. This is experience for a paradise. The experience is perfect. Enjoy 6 nights, 7 days for 2 people at the all-inclusive Hard Rock Resort and Casino in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, with 13 massive pools, endless daily activities, one-of-a-kind Hard Rock amenities, 9 on-site restaurants, top-shelf liquor. There's golf available at the Hard Rock Golf Club, Rockstar producing training in the music lab. Woo! With round-trip airfare for 2 included. Don't let this amazing trip pass you by. Let's give all the donors a big round of applause for this awesome item here. There are a few other little details to watch out for, but we think this is an amazing opportunity for somebody tonight. What am I bid for this package here? Who give me 5, 4, 3, give me $1,000. Let's go. 1,000, $1,000, $1,000, now 1,500, and now 2,000, and now 2,500, and now 2,500 on the 25, 25, 25. I got him at 2, and now 25, and now 3, and now 35, now 35, now 35, 35, 55, 35. Now you can jump back in. I got you at 3, now 35, yes, 35. And now 4, you're out. Now 4, now 4, now 4,000. Everybody go 4. I got you 4, over here, 4. And now 4,500 on it, 45. You're all out up front here, 45, 45. And now 5,000. Would you go 5,000 in the back? 5,000 one time. It's your turn, 5,000. I missed you, 5,000. I got it just ahead of you, 5,005. And now 55. 55, new fire, 55. And now 6. And now 6,000. Everybody go 6, 6, 6. Thank you. Now 6,500 on it, 6,500. Back to you, sir. 65. And now 7. And now 7 in the back, 7. And now 7,500 on it, 75. What do you say? 7,500 on it, 75, 75. And now 8. And now 8,000. Everybody go 8,000. 8,000. Everybody go 8,000 one time. 8,000. Everybody go 8,000. I got 75 over here. Give $8,000 one more time. 8,000 in the back. Go 8,000 one more time. $8,000. 8,000 on the wire. Would you go 85? 85. And now 9,000. And now $9,000 bid. 9,000. Yes, I keep coming back to you because it is your turn again. $9,000 on it. $9,000. What do you say? $9,000 one more time. 9,000. 9,000. I have 8,500 over here, and I appreciate. I'm looking for $9,000 one more time. Last call. $9,000 going once, going twice. I have sold it over here. $8,500. Number 307. Bidder number 307. Wow. Will, that was truly an amazing thing to see. There was so much amazing support and donations here in the room. Let's give all of our bidders, let's give all of our donors a big round of applause. Thank you so very much for what you did here tonight. I'll be back up here in just a little bit, right?
Okay, sounds good. That sounds good. While we're all catching our breath, and before we invite Andy back, we have one more video coming your way. I don't want to have to chastise you people again, but I will. This video I think captures some of the challenges that this organization faces. Sandy spoke to a few of these. We're trying to live with integrity in a polarized country and world. There are funding issues facing this organization, not to mention the ongoing challenges faced by people and families we serve. So where do we find hope? That's what tonight has been all about. Laura Baker Services Association is going on record tonight that we are hopeful about the future. Would you join me in watching this final video?
We can't envision Dennis anywhere else, so Laura Baker has to survive.
Cheyenne needs a place to be, you know? I mean, she needs somebody to help her learn how to be as independent as she can be.
The clients need a home. They need a home base, and that's what Laura Baker is. It's their home.
I mean, I think it's really, really important for people to continue to give, of their time and monetarily so that LBSA can continue.
You know, I really hope that Laura Baker is still here providing services for people with developmental disabilities. And I hope that the community continues to be supportive of Laura Baker.
I think they provide a very unique and needed service in the community, and we've been 100% behind this expansion of family navigation. Helping families walk through these types of things is just critical to the success, not only of the families, but of the community.
Because there is a lot of kids out there or adults that need this basic, so they can have a better life, and they need that love. I mean, the love my kids gave me was so great.
Right now, I see our challenges, coming out of the pandemic and with the chronic government underfunding of reimbursement rates, that we need to find a way out of this staffing crisis. And if we can do that, I think we have, beautiful decades ahead of us.
Well, I would hope that that they would be able to get the kind of support that they need so that they can continue to hire the high-quality employees and support staff that they've been able to have.
There's a lot of people that need services that Laura Baker provides, and as we start other programs, just to have them grow and even help more people in the community that may need other things too, besides just the housing here at Laura Baker.
Just based on what we've seen with Dennis, how he has grown over the years, how he has accomplished things that we never thought he would, multiply that by everybody else who lives here. It's an incredible opportunity, so we just hope that continues for another 125 years.
Friends, this is a very special moment that we have coming up here. This is a special opportunity for us to come together and make a real difference. Will and I are up here right now because we believe in you. We believe in the services that we have. We believe in this community to help make a difference. As you've been hearing all night, currently it is becoming ever increasingly difficult to fund that gap that is between Medicaid reimbursement dollars and organizational expenses. We can't do it without you. And we believe so much in what we're doing that we are asking you tonight to help us continue to raise as much money as we can in the next few minutes to make a difference in what we're able to do, who we're able to have on staff, and how many services we can provide, because it's so very important. You've been hearing these stories tonight. Last 125 years got us here. And now let's look to the future of what we can do together. So, in fact, we have something very special to announce. There is an anonymous donor who could not be with us in the room tonight. They're watching online right now, but they could not be here tonight, but they believe so much in what we're doing that they came forward. This couple decided that they wanted to get us started tonight with a $10,000 donation. Yeah, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so very much for getting us started at $10,000. That's incredible. So now it is to us. Is there anyone tonight that would like to join them with a $10,000 donation? If you would like to, we ask you hold your number up in the air. We want to thank you for helping us out as we get started tonight. Is it right over here, number 341? Thank you so very much. That's one more at 10,000. 341. Thank you. Anyone else tonight at $10,000 in this very special moment? Anyone else tonight at $10,000? Let's give both of those donors a big round of applause for getting us started. Thank you so very much, and thank you for our donor online. Our next level tonight is the $7,000 level. If you can give it this level, we'd love to see your hand in the air. Is there anyone that can give it the $7,000 level tonight? Anyone tonight at 7,000? Yes, way in the back, number 226. Thank you very much, 226. Anyone else tonight at $7,000? Number 218. Thank you very much, number 218. Outstanding. Anyone else tonight at $7,000? That is really incredible to see. Let's give both of them a big round of applause. Thank you for your donations tonight. As we move to our next level, it's the $5,000 level. But before we get started on that, we have another donor that came forward that wanted to really help us in this moment. They've been a supporter for a long time and a supporter in the past in the live auction in different places, but they came through again for us tonight. And that is College City Beverage. They donated $5,000 to get us started at this level. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so very much. And now, let's keep going. Who else tonight at $5,000? Who wants to join them? Let's see some hands in the air. Way up in the top, number 109 and number 103. Give them both a big round of applause. at $5,000? Thank you. Who else tonight at $5,000? Anyone else tonight at number 146? Thank you in the back there at $5,000. Incredible. Anyone else at $5,000 tonight? Anyone else? Yes, way over here, number 307. Thank you very much at $5,000. That's so great to see. Thank you. Anyone else tonight at $5,000? Let's give all those donors a big round of applause. Thank you for your donations here tonight. Now, we've got something special at the next level. I know it's at every level. I feel like I'm saying there's something special.
Right.
But this one really is extraordinary. We had an anonymous donor come forward who really wanted to kind of supercharge this special Fund a Cause moment. They really wanted to have an opportunity to take their donation and use it to challenge us in this room in a big way. So right now at the $2,500 level, every donation given will be matched dollar for dollar up to $25,000. Let's give them a big round of applause, this anonymous donor. The first 10 hands in the air are going to be doubled. You'll be making like a $5,000 donation. You're only given $2,500 to get it done. Who wants to put their hands in the air? Number 320 gets us started. And number 269, give them both a big round of applause at $2,500. Number 299, thank you. And number 363, thank you. Number 102 and number 107, give them a big round of applause. Number 126 as well at $2,500 as number 101. Give them all a big round of applause at $2,500. We're real close. Who else tonight at $2,500? Who wants to double their donation tonight with a $2,500 donation? Anyone else at $2,500? Let's give all of those $2,500 donors a big round of applause. Thank you for what you did here tonight. Wow. I think we still have some of that match left, and I think we might try to ask them if they'd be willing to still support us at that next level, the $1,000 level. Let's see some hands in the air. Who can give it $1,000 tonight? Let's see. Number 285 gets us started, and number 210, give them a big round of applause. Number 214 and number 376, thank you. Number 372 and number 326, give them a big round of applause. Number 262 and number 168 right up front, thank you. Number 232 and number 150, give them a big round of applause, that's outstanding. Number 374, and up top we've got number, oh don't wave it, I can't quite see it. There you go, number 134, give them a big round of applause at $1,000. Anyone else tonight with a $1,000 donation? Wow, give all those $1,000 donors a big round of applause, that's amazing to see. Wow. It's so great to see the type of generosity that's going on in this room. It really means a great deal to us. So thank you, friends, for making that happen. Our next level tonight is the $500 level. If you give it this level, we'd love to see your hand in the air. Number 216 gets us started. Let's get the applause going. Number 388, thank you. Number 300, thank you. Number 386 and 335, give them a big round of applause. Number 258 at $500, as well as 330, thank you. Number 156, thank you, as well as 398. Let's give them a big round of applause. Number 172, thank you right up front here, as well as 228, thank you. Way up top, we got bidder number 222. Thank you very much at $500. Who else tonight at $500? Anyone else that I missed at $500? Thank you so very much. Let's give all of our donors a big round of applause. Thank you for it tonight. Wow. Our next level tonight is the $250 level. If you can give it this level and you want to help us out tonight during our Fund a Cause moment, we would love to see your hand in the air. Who can give it $250? Let's have some fun. Way up in the top, number 220, thank you. And number 340, give them a big round of applause. Number 189 and number 106, thank you. Number 362 and number 251, thank you. Number 263 and number 404, thank you at $250. Number 247 and number 292, thank you. Number 289 and number, oh boy, over here we got number 396, thank you very much. We got number 383 and 384. Give them both a big round of applause right there at the same table. Up front we have number 170 and 295, thank you both. Over here we got 347, thank you, and 359 up top, thank you. Number 249 down below as well, thank you very much. As number 230, thank you. Number 197 as well, thank you, number 197, that's outstanding. Anyone else that I missed? I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone's number. Let's give all those $250 donors a big round of applause. Thank you for that donation. Thank you for making a difference here tonight. Eric, are you doing all right back there? All right, good. Big thumbs up. All right, we're coming into our final level tonight. If you've not yet had a chance to give, or you want to give just one more time, we would love to have you join us at our final level tonight, the $100 level. Let's see some hands in the air. Who can give it $100 tonight? Let's have some fun. Who wants to give it 100? Number 294 gets us started. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. As well as 207. Thank you. Number 139 and number 128. Give them both a big round of applause. Number 352 and 353. Thank you. Number 355 as well as number 287. Thank you very much. Number 294 wants to give tonight, and I do appreciate it, as well as 254. Thank you very much. Anyone else at $100 tonight? One more time at a donation. Anyone else? Last call. Anyone else? Let's give all of our donors across all of our levels a huge round of applause tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I forgot to mention this. I know you were bidding and using your phones earlier. Do not put your donations into your phone. We recorded all those as we went so that we could have a total at the end. So do not worry about your phones right now. We've got that handled. In fact, I will tell you one other thing. If for some reason I did not ask for the level you want to give, maybe you want to give more or less or something in between, we completely understand. If you prefer to make your gifts anonymously, maybe holding your hands up in front of the whole room isn't the way you prefer to make your gifts, we completely understand. Please feel free to see our assistants who are outside where people are picking up and paying for their silent auction items right out by the coat check. Please see them on the way out and make any donation of any amount. Round up to the nearest $1,000. We're cool with that too. Friends, every dollar makes a difference, and you have made a difference here tonight. Give yourselves a huge round of applause. Thank you so very much. Will, I'm going to pass it back to you, my friend.
That dude can fly. Right there. Join me in thanking Andy for we have a special announcement coming. We told you that was going to happen. Before we get to that, we have some thanks that we want to do tonight. With the Fund a Cause thing, we especially want to thank our friends at Capital Construction and College City Beverage, which was mentioned earlier. Thank you for your generosity and giving us some lift here. If you did not win any auction items or wine or scotch, you can simply pay your donation by phone. No need to stop by the checkout area. If you did win auction items, you can turn to your neighbor and say, "Nana boo boo," and make your way to the checkout table where you can pick up your items there. We want to thank, and I'd ask you to hold your applause if you would, because we've got a great list of folks to thank tonight. We want to thank our friends at Nuger Communications and Engage Print. And yeah, I know you're not going to hold your applause. Engage Print, NCC Builders, they are our primary sponsors for this evening. Thank you to all of our sponsors. They're listed on your online event page and in your program. We are so thankful to Carleton College for providing this amazing space, especially to Noah Ponder, Jana Lelm, and Stephanie Rosario for their partnership in the planning process. I want to thank you to our Director of Catering, Charlene Otto, and the entire Bon Appetit team. My goodness. Thank you to our partners at Nuger and Engage Print for all their work on this year's event, especially our friends Stephanie Jones and Wendy Placco for all of their expertise right there. Thanks to somebody who used to be a friend of mine, Roger Fetty and Fetty Productions, Fetty Electronics, the AV production team. We have been in such good hands with Roger once again. We used to gig together back in the day and haven't seen each other in, well, not long enough. So I want to thank Erica Ladoucet, who comes to us from LDS Events. She was our event coordinator, and our auction experts, Andy and Mike Imhold from Flatabo Advancement. They don't get a second round of applause, but we are grateful to those guys. Thanks to George's Vineyard for providing the food for our volunteers this evening. Thank you to our entertainers this evening. My goodness, that was some sweet jazz. Christina Schweitz and her wonderful band for their reception music. We have been supported by a whole cadre, is that how you say that word? Cadre of volunteers. They've been here since 9 a.m. this morning. Some of them slept out on cots in the street. And we don't have time to mention everyone's name, but the folks are listed in your program. And many others have helped with the silent auction setup, table decorations, greeting, parking cars, coat checking, live auction spotting, and our Defeat of Jesse James Day's ambassadors. So thank you to all of those folks. By the way, our table centerpieces are to be taken home, and this is always kind of an awkward moment, who gets them. So we're going to just go with the oldest person at your table, get to take that home. We have a debt of gratitude for our volunteer gala team, also known as the Dream Team. They started planning this event back in July, if you can imagine. They've worked ever since, securing items for silent and live auctions, helping with the decorations, recruiting sponsors, have done a lot of the legwork to make this event successful. So as I call out some of your names, please stand up and receive a flower from the Defeat of Jesse James Day Ambassador Jill Metz. Kenneth Schultz and Allie Oakes. What a team right there. What a team. I also need to mention Teresa Kruger. Teresa is our amazing receptionist and admin who worked tirelessly behind the scenes. A final thank you goes to all of you here tonight. Thanks for being here. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank myself. Andre just wanted to thank me, especially just personally there. You know, it's never quite as sweet when you have to ask for it, but sometimes you just have to ask for it. We set a record tonight with our Fonda cause by a considerable amount. And so, again, we thank Capital Construction in College City for giving us their lift and getting you all going. That was amazing. So now here's our special announcement. Roger, I think I got a little overly excited, and so this is what happened to me when I found out about this. So here it is. We are announcing tonight a 125 for 125 campaign, and I want to assure you that you're not going to be asked to give more than you already have. You've been so generous already. What we are asking is for your help. We're asking for you to become a network for this organization and to let other people know about it. Between tonight and the end of 2022, we hope to raise and plan to raise $125,000. And that's going to allow us to, bring some services that we otherwise would be unable to bring. And so there are cards on your table, and they have a QR code on those. And for those of you who are like me and you don't know what that is, you got to get this thing on your phone that you hold up. And anyway, it takes you right to all the information that you need about this campaign. And there are some ways that you can just take a stack of these cards and give them out to your neighbors. And I had this idea of sticking it in your Christmas cards if you send Christmas cards, which is a little crass, but however you choose to do it, that's one way. And we would love it if you would pass the word, the good word, about Laura Baker to the people in your network. And let's get that to happen. So would you join me in just being excited about the 125 for 125? I think that's it. You know, we were supposed to clock in at 9:30, so we're a little early. Should we just have a sharing time? Maybe you want to just talk about me a little bit? Hearing none, thank you so much for coming, and good night. Some of you are going over to the after party, which is over at the Northfield Golf Club. Russell Franick and the Biscuits will be lighting it up over there, so feel free to make your way over there. And good night.